Um, they got a great team. They're really hard preparation. Our coaching staff and preparation, we have more discussions and debates about if we do this, they'll do that, and if we cover it this way, then they'll do that. And that's what makes them so good offensively and such a dangerous team. We had an advantage on the inside, obviously, with Jaylin Williams and Janai Broom, and we got that ball. We were able to handle any of their perimeter pressure and be able to get the ball in a certain situation where we could get it tight catches, and then they'd obviously just fouled us. It wasn't. We took advantage of that, and again, defensively, I thought kids did a phenomenal job with a very difficult scout, and I thought our coaches did an outstanding job, in the preparation. I felt like going in this game was clearly the biggest regular season game we've had this year, because if Alabama gets this one, they're 2 games up on us, and we're probably not in the championship race, and we'd like to still be in it. And so we put ourselves in a position where, at least we're still in it. Crowd was amazing. The environment was tremendous. ESPN goes to a lot of great buildings, a lot of sellout crowds. This place is different.
Johnny?
Hey, Coach, on the night he was honored for 1,000 career points. Jaylin Williams has a career high 26. I mean, he only did it with 1 3. Can you just talk about how efficient he was all night?
Well, he is, great with his back to the basket. Both he and Janai are able to score over that right shoulder, left hand. There's no special scouting report on it. They can. And I thought we ran good action to get them guys close touches. And they were both, able to score through contact. And Jaylin they're both very unique, because we were able to switch and guard Alabama's guards with our bigs. And then our guards did a decent enough job of not getting overwhelmed by their athletes, and when we switched out. So, I thought the fact that we only turned the ball over 5 times too, and got the ball where we wanted to get it, was really important.
Ariane?
Coach, the way that Trey was able to command the ball tonight and be a leader on the court, how have you seen his confidence grow in the past couple of games?
He obviously, the road trip to Mississippi State and Alabama, Jaylin didn't play very well. He recognizes that he's one of our best players and one of the better players in the league. And so if we're gonna win, he's got to be able to deliver. And I think he really has. He's kept his focus, and he's got such a great. Both Janai and Dylan, both Janai and Jay Will, have got that inside-out dimension, offensively and defensively. They can guard inside, they can guard in the perimeter, they can score inside, they can score in the perimeter, and they're good passers. I did at the beginning of the year, I did talk about the fact that I thought we had pretty good front line. Probably, if you look me up, would say I think we have one of the better front lines in our league. I think I said that. Didn't get a lot of talk about it. I think Jaylin Williams and Janai Broom could get some discussions about front lines in the country right now.
All right, Ferg, and then Matt Cohen, and then we'll get to the side of the room.
Bruce, what did you think the difference was for y'all defensively in this game compared to the first matchup y'all had, especially that first half y'all had in Tuscaloosa?
Well, I mean, they made some really tough shots, and it was more than Sears. Griffin made 4. He made 4 again tonight. Plays well against us all the time, Reitzel made 3 or 4 at Alabama, and so I thought we did a better job keeping bodies on bodies, not getting overwhelmed on the offensive glass, not getting beat to as many 50-50 balls, and we did a better job of not turning the ball over, which they had 18 points off our turnovers at Tuscaloosa. So I think all those things led to the fact that we held them to only 9 threes. They make 12 in their wins, and they make 8 or 9 in their losses, and that's what it takes.
All right, Nathan, then Matt.
Program record 40 free throws for y'all in this game. Was there anything you noticed in the second half, I guess, when the pace for both teams, it seemed like y'all were going to the line a lot?
I know that people are going to look at that stats and go, man, it was a free throw fest. But I mean, we were reaching a little bit in. We were a little handsy on the perimeter, and their guards shot a ton of free throws, right? And then we were pounding the ball inside, and they were just climbing all over. I mean, they're fouling us every time. So I don't think the officials wanted to call it like that. But I think both teams had, played hard, played physically.
Matt, then Mike.
On Janai specifically, I think you've talked a lot about just how he had the interior advantage, but now he's made 3 in 6 straight games. His free throw shooting is vastly improved. Just how have you seen him expand his game over the course of this season?
Well, I think the thing with Janai, again, it's the inside-out deal. Like, he's a monster with his back to the basket, and he just knows how to use his body, and you get in there behind him, it's a bucket or a foul in a lot of ways. But then he also is such a good passer and likes the ball in his hands. And he works at the, he works. He shoots like our guards shoot in every practice and after practice. And so I have great confidence in him, being able to shoot the ball. And I think, again, 9 for 10 for the foul line. Not trying to jinx it because we talked about it last time, but he was a 55% free throw shooter last year. In conference play, he's in the 90s. And that tells you how hard he's worked at it, how much he cares. And again, he understands the Auburn family. And this game's personal. This is personal. This game matters.
Mike.
Coach, Nate Oates noted that in Coleman, you went in down 14 and you were able to fight back. They went down 14 and were unable to do that tonight. What things did you guys do to kind of hold them at bay from that inevitable run? You probably knew they were going to make.
I'm sure that's Coach Oates challenging his team. Look, they were down 16 at Georgia and came back and won it. We were down 9 at half to Ole Miss, so we were able to come back. Obviously, I think, look, our ability to just sort of be able to switch out and having our bigs be able to guard the perimeter and our guards be able to guard the inside is something that maybe bothers them. They still scored 81 points. So I think the fact that we just continue to guard him and hung in there in the offensive, with rebounding.
Yeah, Bruce, did you anticipate Alabama going with a smaller lineup, and what was your reaction when you saw that at times?
Did not anticipate Griffin starting at the 4, but I can understand why Coach would want to do that. Just take care of the ball on the road, right? And so, and then the only thing we could do then is just try to pound it inside. But I'm sure, look, again on the road. And Rylan Griffin's always played well, and he played well against us tonight. Offensively, it makes them better. Offensively, the more shooters and skilled players you got. So it made Alabama a tougher cover when they went small, but they're not better defensively when they're small.
Coach, I want to ask you a little more about the inside advantage that you mentioned. Apart from an edge in height or length, can you just speak to the advantage of bigger, heavier guys, stronger, more physical guys?
Yeah, obviously, look, Alabama plays really physically, and they play really hard, and their front line is really athletic. Janai's got about 30 pounds, maybe, on him, 20. Jaylin Williams probably had some on his matchups on the inside. And, Ira Bowman coaches our inside kids, and I thought Ira has done a great job with all of our inside guys, Chaney and Dillon and those guys, at being able to score through contact. The inside game is not a factor in the NBA anymore. It still is in college basketball.
All right, 2 more, Jake, and then Ferg.
Coach, back here, you talked about if you want to win a championship, you got to win at home. You all stay perfect. Do you feel like you saw a little bit of that championship type play from your guys tonight?
Yeah, you have to win at home, and then you got to win some games in a row. You got to win. You got to win every game in a row you're supposed to win, and you got to win a couple that you're not supposed to win. And so, we got 3 road league wins. Right now at Vanderbilt, at Arkansas, and at Mississippi State. We got 2 league road losses at Mississippi State and Alabama. So we play better at home, but who doesn't? But we've also been able to go on the road and win. Now Florida, they are huge. They have the #2 offensive rebound efficiency team in the country. They got 3 great guards that can really score it. They play better at home. They've only lost once at home. And obviously, we go in there with a big number on our head. Coach Todd Golden was one of my former assistants, has done a fantastic job rebuilding that program.
All right, Bird.
Bruce, I want to ask you about Chris. You know, he had that run there early in the second half. He didn't score, but he had a ton of hustle stats in this game. Just how much do you feel like that gave y'all a spark there?
I think Chris Moore's play was huge. I mean, 4 offensive rebounds and steals, and our guys are so happy for him, right? You know, he plays with great effort, plays really unselfishly, plays with great physicality, and it was wonderful to see our team really happy for Chris. It was fun to see Chris, and then we kept him out there too. I remember there was a time for Chad Baker to get a rotation. He said, nope, keep Chris in there.
All right, thanks, Coach.